Good morning, my lady. How you
Good
doing?
morning. I'm
Hey,
doing good.
Erik.
Yes.
How you
He said
doing?
yes. Hi, Mom. I love you. He says hi, everybody.
I
He's
love you.
in front of the camera.
Had a nice time with you on Thanksgiving.
Oh, he loved his place setting. That
Yeah.
was you, wasn't it?
Mhm.
He was saying hi in front of the camera, and then the camera just went. "Rrr."
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I was.
God, I wish we could see your face, man. Can you sort of manifest as an orb or something in front of the camera? Can you do that?
Do it, do it, do it, do
You've
it.
done it before.
He said, okay.
No pressure or anything, but
No pressure.
if you can, you can. If not, maybe on one of the videos. All right, now we're going to learn about forgiveness. I went through a hard time trying to forgive my parents for all the horrible abuse in my childhood. And I've forgiven them for that, but then other things happened when my father died that he did that was just so despicable that I do not know how to forgive him. I really don't. I have a lot of resentment. So let's teach people how can you forgive?
He is pretending that he has a recipe in front of him. Who is that? I know that character. Oh, the Muppets guy, the chef Muppet,
Oh, uh, I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
the one who hangs out with Beaker that makes
Okay.
the squeaks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he's pretending, like he's grabbing flour and ingredients. He's like, forgiveness is like a pinch of forgetting, like forget it, and then it's a dash of letting go, and
That's the hard part.
it's a whole bowl of knowing that you're in charge of your own emotion, and that it doesn't depend on the other person physically being there for you to find forgiveness. It doesn't depend on the other person's sorriness.
Okay, right.
I'm gonna make up words. And he said it's a mix of everything. Forgiveness is not just this 100% compassionate kind of experience. Forgiveness is kind of woven into the human existence of the memory, the visual, the physical, and part of the soul's contract. It's part of the emotional response. So we have kind of the wholeness of every experience. I think if it were just a very physical experience, like, you accidentally got into like a car accident,
Mm-hmm.
that's not coming from, somebody getting vindictive with you. It's just a real accident, we can kind of forgive and move on that one, right? Because it's truly just a human accident.
Mm-hmm.
But when we take in consideration that it was a family member, or that it was someone who was supposed to have loyalty or honor or your back, your safety, and it was agreed that that was the role of the relationship that you were in, and it was broken somehow, whether it was abusive, physically, emotionally, or mentally,
Mm-hmm.
whether it was manipulative, greedy, narcissistic, whatever the term of it is that created the situation, then we're looking at forgiveness that is kind of all these little things, part forgiving, part compassion, part understanding, part of letting go. But mostly, I think the biggest component in forgiving is understanding that you are in control over your emotion, and knowing that in any situation, retrospect or not, whether you're right in the moment or it's already long past. You forget how long Eric's arms are.
Yes, they
Like
were.
some gestures that he does are just, are,
Long and lanky.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yes, no matter how long in the past that they are, that you did your best in that moment. You were the best version of yourself, and there wasn't anything different that you coulda, woulda, shoulda done, because you were working to your optimum degree with your capability. And so a lot of times when we get down to the core of understanding that, it's more about forgiving your current self of being such a, so can I say anything?
Yes, go ahead.
A shit-faced mean penis head.
Oh,
Yeah, that was different.
I wouldn't have said penis. I would have thought he would say something else. But all
Like
right.
a dickhead.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I made
no,
you
he
say
said
it,
the
Jamie.
appropriate, yes. To yourself, your current self, of how you're viewing retrospect situation, because you're thinking you could have done better, been better, all of this. But no, that's all the new knowledge from the experience that you've gained, right? So you should go, hell fucking yeah, I learned something, toot your own horn about that one. But then when we look back and we realize you did your best to your capability, you should be forgiving of the way you're, say it in a different way, it sounds weird, slicing and dicing it, analyzing it. Thank you. You
Okay.
should be forgiving of your current self for analyzing in a way that wouldn't have fit for where you were in that capability. You're going above the ceiling that you had. That's mostly where forgiveness is that you're looking at it with a new pair of eyes instead of the eyes that you had in the current situation.
Yeah.
And, because we can look back and say that dude should have known to never raise a hand. Like, that is ridiculous. But when we look at it in the current situation, dude had no concept.
Yeah. Or
And
he's
that's where,
mentally ill or whatever. Yeah.
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 And it was unknown to everybody else. He really needed help, but we were looking at him like he was healthy and he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so there needs to be a forgiveness of self of how you analyze the past or the situation that you're looking at that needs the forgiveness of a person.
Mm.
So once you can conquer that, then looking at you were responsible for yourself. How well did you do for yourself? What did you learn from it? And he goes, if it requires you to sit down and take notes, what did you learn from it? Okay, this is what we learned.
From what?
And
From learn from, for example, what I learned from the child abuse was to be assertive and more compassionate and other things. Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about something else?
yeah, and he said you also learned how to be protective.
Okay, yes. That's
And
true.
he's like, you can write down, it's not all like just the positive, it's the positive and negative. Like, what did you learn from it? Just so that you can pull that aside. Because most of the time when people are looking at forgiving, it was a situation where they can't find anything in it. And that's just flat out bullshit, people.
Well,
He
that's
like puts his
true. The,
hands
the
out.
thing that the thing that my father did at the end, I cannot find any benefit to it, any lesson in it. So I guess I need to look harder and see maybe there is a lesson in there, something
Or wait
valuable.
for some time to pass so that you could look back. And he goes, Mom, it doesn't even have to be
Come here,
valuable.
Bella. Come here.
But I guess we can say that everything in life is valuable.
Right. Oops.
Yay! Oh, he loves that
Or
part.
Yorkie time. She's scratching, so I had to pick her up. Okay.
Yeah, so once you can see what you gathered from it or learned from it or experienced from it, then you can strip it down and see that, you know what, you took from that and it bettered your life or maybe created more chaos in your life or different kinds of opportunity in your life. But that, every experience that we look at and say, oh, there needs to be forgiveness, most people just want to say that it was total bullshit, didn't give them anything. They just want to close that chapter, pretend like it never happened. And he said it's a really disservice. Is that what you said? It's a disservice to us, to anyone. It's really time to look at every aspect of you. And if you can't do that on your own, I really suggest doing it with somebody else. The life coach, the therapist, the whatever it is, the best friend, who could listen with, non-judging ears and just kind of hash it out so that you can put it into a place where it's acceptable. Because if you can put it into a place where it is acceptable, then forgiveness can happen.
All right. So basically, it's about looking at the situation not from, like in my case, the eyes of a child, but in this new perspective. Many, many years afterwards, and also to forgive yourself for how you analyze it. And I'm just recapping, and other thing
Yeah.
you said was, what was it?
Extract what you've learned
Oh,
from
yeah,
it,
extract
whether
what
it
you
was
learned
good or
from it.
bad.
That's right. Okay, and
Like,
that will.
what
Are there any
skills?
mantras or any ways we can tweak our perspective and to help any to let go of things is so hard. Is there any like tip, like a mantra or like like I just said, a new perspective, anything we can do to make it easier?
He's just going, I'm okay, you're okay. I'm okay, you're okay. And then he goes, this is mine, that is yours.
Okay.
This is mine, that is yours. He's
Okay.
doing through each.
Oh. So that's good.
He-
Yeah, like this is mine and that is yours. That's a good perspective to have.
and then the third thing is the awareness that you don't need anybody else's sorriness or approval or understanding of the situation for you to find forgiveness
Mm.
because you're in control of your own emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fourth thing is being able to put that situation, that memory, that experience, whatever it is for you, into an acceptable place in your life. And when it's accepted, then that's when the forgiveness happens.
All right. Yeah, because most people, when they can't forgive, they blame that emotion. They give that emotion to the person they can't forgive.
Oh,
It's
hell
their
yeah,
fault.
they
So I
do.
understand that. Instead of, hey, you're the one that's coming up with these emotions of resentment, and it's not in their lap. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one other person asked me the other day, she was watching, or he, I'm not sure, was watching our the spiritual basis of heart disease video, and she or he wrote in, are there any tips to healing a broken heart, or can you talk about a broken heart? That's along the same lines of forgiveness, so I thought I'd throw it in there.
Yeah, he said, so you mean not a physical broken heart,
Right.
an emotional broken heart.
That's right. What can we do to fix a broken heart? It sounds like I'm going to break into song any minute. I swear. What can we do to mend a broken heart? Okay, I'll stop.
He said, he's continuing. Oh, okay. Okay, so with a broken heart, he says, in general, most of the pain that is experienced from an intimate breakup, that's what we're going to call this. An intimate doesn't mean just, in like a marriage situation. I mean, there's intimate relationships energetically with, mom and son and, things like that. So I just mean a close relationship. He goes, was that good for you? I was like, yeah, that was good. When most of that pain is defined as I am hurt by the outcome. I'm not in control of the outcome. It's an I situation. So heartbreak mostly comes from an I, and less from understanding that the person who was sharing the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
less of understanding what that person needed or where that person's reactions came from. If you're conscious of your heartbreak in the moment, good communication between the two of you can resolve that heartbreak. Doesn't make it 100% go away. I mean, we get sad over stuff,
Sure.
like shit. We had our head set on some expectation and it didn't happen, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
I really wanted to marry her and it didn't happen, and now I'm sad. Of course, that's your goal, your expectation, your thing that you created for yourself. It's an I experience.
I keep thinking I when you say that.
I'm surprised he didn't do that.
I don't know. Beat you to the punch.
Yeah, he loves it. That's my mom. So with looking at what the other person was needing, maybe she needed her space or she wasn't ready for that kind of commitment, then you look at what is your true need. Is it really to marry her, or is it really to help her have the space that she wants? And if you're really loving to this person, the definition of love is not stopping her or making her achieve something that you want, but allowing her to really be her authentic self. And so once you start changing the look of that heartbreak into what was because my needs weren't met or my expectations weren't met, and then what was her authentic need or her authentic self, is then you start to see it starts to peel away. And of course the pain is then based on, it just didn't work out, instead of my hopes and dreams are dashed and I can't survive without this person.
Yeah, that's a different perspective. Two different perspectives, yeah.
He goes, does that make sense when you look at
Yeah,
it? You?
sure. Any other tips for mending a broken heart before I start singing again?
He goes, no, I really feel like breaking it down is most important, and looking at it. But if you're so far into having a broken heart, you know how some people just kind of lose themselves?
Yeah.
Like they just disappear. They're still functioning, but they're not them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If you find that you're in that kind of position, I mean, you need some teamwork. You need some outside help.
Yeah.
To throw the ball against the wall. It's not working anymore. You need a teammate to give it back to you, to get you out of your pattern, and to start able to look at it, to be able to look at it in a different way.
What about, when you have a broken heart, your heart feels broken. It really does. Is that the heart chakra that something's going on with? What's going on there?
Yeah, he said, depends. They can go extreme in both ways. Depletion, where there's like no energy and it's like sucking it. He makes a good squeak sound. I can't do it. And it's taking energy from the shoulders, and then the shoulders hurt, and the neck and the head and everything. Or you're holding, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's not sharing the energy with the rest of the body. It's not moving it. And so then it becomes a burden, heavy-hearted, tightness, pain, things of that nature. So expressing and getting out of the pattern that you're doing, no matter what extreme you're in, is going to help break that so you can move energy. Yeah, it can completely turn physical.
Oh, yeah. What, can you do anything like energy healing or chakra cleansing or listen to special chakra healing music or anything like that to help too?
Oh, yeah, there's many ways to move subtle light energy. He says you could do color. He says if you're having a lot of heartbreak, I wouldn't give green to the heart. I would give its red to the heart.
Okay.
It's complementary color.
Mm-hmm.
That's especially if you find that you have like the heavy heart and the fullness and all that. I'd put red. But if you're feeling extremely depleted, empty, just that, then I would give green.
Okay.
Music. Is that really F? No, I don't have it memorized. Could be in the tone of F. I can't.
Okay.
We'd have to. Sorry.
All right. Something in the tone of F. All right. Got it.
And he said, keep going. Like a thymus thump. Yeah. You put your tips of your fingers together and you can beat on the sternum. They call that the thymus thump, if you want to look that up. To just move the energy, or vibration, rocking. Binaural beats are excellent.
Okay. Any particular frequency for the beats?
He said I would go low.
And what would that be?
Grounding, low. Okay. I don't know. He doesn't give me isn't it megahertz or something?
Hertz or megahertz, I can't remember. Okay, hertz. It's low. Okay, that sounds good. All right. So I think that's a wrap, unless you want to add anything else, Erik.
Ding! No, he's
Ding.
making a bell sound.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Love you both. Love everybody out there. Thank you for watching, and keep watching till the end because there's a lot of stuff to see. Bye.
Bye, guys.